Cheers for the COVID victim known as Patient Zero. Gregg Garfield lost fingers on both hands. After 64 days of hospitalization, he walked out of St. Joseph's Providence Hospital in Burbank to thunderous applause.
I have half my fingers left on this hand. I have 4 of my fingers were amputated.
He says his body had an autoimmune response that turned on him.
I had sepsis, I had MRSA, I had a pulmonary embolism.
In February, the LA businessman and his buddies went skiing in the Italian Alps. It was before most Americans had heard of COVID-19. All 13 friends tested positive. Gregg was put on a ventilator and given a 1% chance of survival.
I turned to one of my ICU nurses and said, I'm scared. I don't want to die.
His girlfriend, A.J. Johnson, was allowed to visit just twice.
It was a whirlwind. It was really scary. Just telling him that we know who he is. We know that this is not going to take him down. We were like, you better fight.
She was with him during that triumphant walk out of the hospital, along with his sister. Gregg says he wants everyone to take the virus seriously.
I'm here to tell you, this could happen to you. And there's no rhyme or reason behind it.
And this nurse from Florida who worked the front lines of the pandemic now finds himself paralyzed from the neck down. 22-year-old Desmond Silva contracted the virus 2 months ago. Initially, the symptoms were mild, says his girlfriend.
He had a stuffy nose for a couple days, but it was very minor.
So then he recovered, right?
Yeah, he tested negative, went back to work, and was fine. No symptoms.
Then last week, he came down with a spinal infection caused by COVID-19, which led to paralysis.
It just makes no sense. There's no underlying health issues. It doesn't make any sense.
Harvard University physician Dr. Ashish Jha says COVID-19 remains a confounding disease, and there is much we still don't know.
What we're learning is that this virus goes well beyond the respiratory tract. It does seem to affect directly people's hearts and sometimes people's brains. It's a much more systemic virus than just a kind of plain old standard respiratory virus.